Hello everybody, welcome back to Fenton Forest with me, CWATTYESO, here on the Fenton Forest map by Stevie. At the end of the last video, I was just in the process of doing the mowing up on Field 8. I did finish that, and I then did some tedding and got it collected with the loading wagon, got some hay collected, got some ordinary grass collected. Unfortunately, didn't have enough to get any silage going. I'll start using the two bunkers that Stevie provides us. But as you can see, I've got about 200,000 litres of grass, 200,000 litres of hay now in the store, which means I should be able to help take care of some of the animals. The cows are probably going to need a bit more. Yeah, they're definitely going to need some hay. And the horses are going to need some more hay. But at the moment, they're okay. They're not a pressing engagement. What I want to get on and do right now, in this kind of episode, is, well, Field 8 apparently needs to be ploughed. And Field 1 needs to be limed. So I think what I'm going to do... where's my Fent? My Fent 900 is back over on the fertiliser, isn't it? I use that for tedding and windrowing. We'll take the big boy Fent then to start with. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lime spread before ploughing, and I'm actually going to plough Field 8. I know technically you don't have to plough Field 8 because it's sowed with grass, but I would like to get that ploughed status off the map and get the I don't have GPS on this tractor. That's going to be interesting then, for me. I'll end up probably putting the hood back on. Pigs are doing okay. Ooh, there was a couple of other things I was going to show you quickly while I was down at the farm, but you know what? I think we'll leave it. What have I done? Wrong button. Right, so we're loaded up with lime. That is not a problem then. Right. So, use the mini map to plot my directions. I kind of missed a bit already. This is going to get expensive quite quickly, I think. Obviously we're going to need to refill this from time to time. You might not even get the whole field lime spreaded. On this one, we might get it done out of one tank. Pressing the wrong buttons. Get the compass direction set right, and it shouldn't wander too much off course. It should be pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll put the lime on, then we'll plough the lime into the field. That's kind of how it should work in theory. Obviously we did miss a bit of the wheat and I never did go back and pick it up. I think we're okay for wheat. We don't need too much. Right, I'm tempted to hire a worker and let him carry on and do this bit. Yeah, we'll let the worker carry on and get the wheat field ploughed, limed for us. We'll head back to the farm. I did decide to buy some new bale forks off of camera, and I did get the bales shifted from over yonder. These are a little bit better for picking up square bales. Also, something that I'm thinking of, because of the tedder we've got here, I'm thinking that windrower might not be big enough. It was having some issues when I was windrowing the fields, because obviously the tedder swath was a bit wider than the windrower. And I was having to do a bit of overlapping. That is still not quite growed in. What's the growth stage? 0.7 hours. Okay. So it's creeping in then, it's creeping in. So we need to... Another thing I got as well, I'll bring you guys over here and show you. Are the chickens producing any eggs for us yet? No. Why are the chickens not producing eggs? There's only 2 of each. They're going to take quite a while to produce eggs then. Maybe we should buy a couple of extra chickens. Alright, we've got 5 of each now. Hopefully that prompts them to start making eggs. Right, so we've got them, obviously the Manitou telehandler over here that Stevie's kind enough to give us when we start the game on any mode. And he obviously gives us some pallet forks to use with the wheel loader. It's obviously shifting the wall when we get that. But what I also bought, and I've stashed it over here because it's kind of out of the way, I got a bale fork for the wheel loader, for the telehandler should I say, which I think is pretty good. It's got a top claw on there as well, so it can grip the bales and should enable me to move stacks of 4 of them at a time. Right. And now our silos are okay. The pigs are okay over here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 pigs. So you know what? We're going to have a 10, 11, 12. Let's have 20 pigs, shall we? That makes them a little bit more productive. They'll be producing quite a bit more manure and slurry now. So I've got plenty of chickens. Horses, we added a few more horses, didn't we? So we are going to have to load them up with water and stuff. I also need to get hay for the cows, don't I? So you know what? We need the JCB. He worked really well last time for pulling the pulling this. Alright, so let's do first of all a full tank of hay. Let's find it. Because of course I can feed hay to the cows instead of silage. That doesn't really matter too much. They will eat hay. And it has the same productivity bonus as feeding them silage. So it's kind of one or the other. Obviously TMR is the big thing they need. Okay, the cows ate a lot of hay there. And they could still actually eat quite a bit more. That's not great. I was hoping to give the horses some. I didn't want to use my 200,000 litres of stuff that I've just bought, just collected up instantly on feeding the starting animals. But it looks like we're going to. We'll have to definitely mow some more grass. I mean, we've got plenty of grass on our land to mow. We've got quite a bit around field 2 there we could go and collect. And right, that's your water. The 2 water troughs face each other here. The feed trough for the horses is down here. Well, they very nearly ate 30,000 litres again by themselves. That's not... I mean, they had a little bit, didn't they? So they probably would require a full tank. A full trailer load of hay. Let's check that. Horses. Yeah, 40,000 litres. So actually, one trailer load wouldn't be enough to put them solid green. Right, what else do we need? The pigs need some straw. The cows don't need straw. Horses need straw. So we need to get some straw now. Because obviously we need to be producing our manure. Again, not sure how far 35,000 litres will get us. But we can have a look, can't we? The good thing is, once we've got these sorted out, it's going to be, obviously, 10 days or so before we would actually need to do this again. Okay, the pigs didn't use that much straw. Oh, come on, trailer. Work for me, trailer. Don't push me. There we go. Right, sheep don't need straw. And I must remember to be careful driving around here, that I don't go bumping into that pallet. Right, we can do the horses while we're here. We need to do the horses anyway. They're the ones that really need the straw for their bedding material. So they'll probably take most of this. Perfect. The cows didn't need any because they've got some. So we can go put this back in the silo. Then I need to grab the water tanker. Make sure everybody's topped up with water. Looks like our workers still working away on the lime, okay, because the money's ticking down. Wrong button. I think it's that one, isn't it, to disable the all-wheel steering. Helper F has completed their task. Right, we'll go and check that, shall we, in a second. Alright, shall we do a better job of reversing that in there? Let's try again. Oh, I got the... trailer. Don't think this has a steering axle, so it shouldn't be a case of is the steering axle locked, because it shouldn't have one. Covers on, that'll do. And again, every vehicle has its place. Try and put it back in the right place when we're done. Right, so let's go find the, not the 8R, not the pickup, not the Crone. Okay. Right, so again, looks like the AI workers missed some bits to me. He's definitely missed the edge of the field. Which, to be fair, I did as well. Down that far side, didn't I? So, can't really complain too much. But why he didn't carry on down here and finish the field, I don't know. We are going to run out of lime, so I'm going to have to go back and refill it from the farm supplies. I think he managed every other bit though. But yeah, don't trust the AI workers. Don't take it for granted that when they say they've finished their task, that they've actually finished their task. Because a lot of the time they lie. But I suppose you get what you pay for at the end of the day. You pay for monkeys, you get monkeys. And like the old expression goes, if you want a job doing properly, do it yourself. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I need to reverse now because you've overshot the marker. Right, I'll have some lime, please. This is expensive. £2,000! Oh my word. That was incredibly expensive. Right, I'm going to redo the bit that I missed down this edge. There's another little bit there, actually. Let me do this edge. Let me do the little strip I've kind of missed on the top, and then I'll finish off that right-hand side. Then I'll take the worker up to field 8, let him start putting lime onto field 8. I'll go back to the farm, grab, I think, the Fiat 1100 MT. Is it the MT? The tracked Fiat? That's our most powerful machine. Grab the Coulter Plough Platinum that Stevie's kind enough to give us to start with, which is obviously an 8 metre wide subsoiler, which obviously does the ploughing function for us and gives the ploughed status effect to the fields. So we can use that to plough in the absence of anything larger at this moment in time. Although looking at these fields, some of these fields on this map, an 8 metre plough ain't going to cut it for very long. We're going to need something bigger, especially when considering the fact we get a 12 metre subsoiler to start with. So, not quite sure what's going on in the ploughing world, or with ploughing mods. Doesn't seem to be a lot coming out in the large scale bracket. We've had like the Jimper series mod pack released from, that was in FS17. Someone's converted that over to FS19 now. I have got that downloaded and installed, but I think the largest they got to now is like 6 meters. And then there was another mod pack I downloaded today, the Dondi subsoilers, I think, and I need to check those out, but I don't think they go particularly large either in terms of sizing. So it's like, where's all the big ploughs? Let's have a quick look. So let's go to ploughs. I think 10.5 is the largest genuine one in the game. Here's the Dondis, they go up to 6.5 is the biggest. There's a kind of cheaty flexi coil mod that someone's done, which is basically the cultivator which ploughs, which is obviously 24 metres, which is a bit cheaty. 8 metres for the John Deere chisel plough. There's a John Deere one there, 15 metres, that might be worth getting. That probably works for me. And someone's obviously done a version of the Joker cultivator which does the ploughing at 12.2, but I don't really fancy having that if we've already got the Joker by Stevie as an actual cultivator. Then we've got the Jimpers, which are 4.2, 5.3 and 6.2, and then obviously someone's done a kind of cheaty version of the Lemkin harrows, disc harrows. Yeah. Someone's made that into a plough, and someone's made that into a plough. Obviously, we've already got that one provided by Stevie, so we don't need another one of those. Cultivators we're okay for. Like I say, The Joker's bigger than the Tiger 10. It's bigger than the Sensius mods. So the only thing to really get would be the Flexi Coil, 24 meters. That would be an upgrade for us. Subsoilers, don't think we've got anything bigger than 8 meters, unfortunately. Oh, we've got an 8.5 John Deere Ripper. Not really worth it for half a metre. I think if I'm going for plough upgrades down the line, it will be for the John Deere 2623 at 15 metres. That's impressive. Right, 15 metre plough. I like the sound of that. I'd keep the 8 metre one just for if need be. Maybe if we get into a situation where we buy some of the weird shaped fields, the Culti plough might be a better option. Right, I should be able to see where this field starts. There is a slight texture difference between where the actual ploughed field is so we'll assign the worker. This field, I believe, is smaller than field 1. I can just quickly check that. No, I can't check that because we need to put grass on. It's hard to say because everything's showing as harvested. Right. We will, like I say, we will get the MT1, 1165 MT1. You have GPS. That is great, which means I can do the cultivating on the field. Sorry, ploughing of the field. I know technically field 1 doesn't need to be ploughed, but as we've lime spreaded, we're going to do it. It guarantees then that the fields are at the right status for our next harvest, whatever we plan to sow. Like I say, hopefully people are leaving comments on the videos to let me know what we should be planting on these fields. Right, I need to set up a GPS course, don't I? So first of all, let's make sure we've got snap terrain on. And we'll set a course. We'll set point A. We'll set point B. We'll unfold it. I could have pressed Alt-R then to do the auto width. Okay, so it's going for 7.8 meters as the actual recommended course. We will shift that course though because it's in completely the wrong place. I'll just check that this is ploughing correctly. It is. I can hop into the cab and we can drive from in the cab. I honestly don't mind doing like ploughing and cultivating and that myself. I'm not a big fan of the fertilising and spraying and that. I do tend to for whatever reason, I prefer to let workers do that. I don't mind running up and down with a plough and a cultivator and a seeder or the harvester. I'm quite happy to get hands on with that. I'm also probably going to have a look, because once we've ploughed this field, I'm probably going to use the manure spreader or the slurry spreader that Stevie gives us to fertilise the field. Then I'll cultivate the fields. Oh yeah, cultivate the fields. I've got to get in the habit as well. With Stevie's modded vehicles, you can just click on the controller right stick to switch between looking forward. You can click to look instantly behind. And then click again, obviously puts you in the third person view. Zoom out on that. Gives us a nice perspective on the old map. As he's running up and down the fields. Up and down each row. So this is still the first day. I haven't cranked up the timescale at all yet. Because obviously there's quite a lot to do on the first day on the farm when you first start this map. You've got obviously a field to harvest right off the bat, which was this one. And you've got the animals to provide all their different bits and bobs for. Which takes a bit of organising and a bit of doing. Especially when you need to go and cut the grass. And gather all that up. So yeah. This first day is quite long and it's been obviously spread over. Well, this is the third video in the series. And we're still technically, like I say, day one. But we will get through the days much quicker after today because things will be in a better state of affairs. He's still quite happily ploughing, and again I remembered I could just click the stick. It takes me a lot to get my head around that because obviously on the vanilla game of vehicles in game you can't do that. You have to look behind you with the stick, whereas obviously Stevie adds the extra camera point to his mods, which is fantastic on the tractors and that. Really good. Oh, made this big cardinal sin there, look. Lifted up too early. I have to go back and sort that out. I can turn the hood off, of course. You get a full uninterrupted view of the plough. Ploughing away. Whoa. Tractor kind of got away from me a bit there. I do like the details in some of these vehicles, although some of it's a little bit low res. Some of the textures. Like I say, I wish the displays were actual proper displays that actually gave you like real-time information and feedback on what it is you're actually doing. Like, actual proper working displays would be cool. Right, I'm going to do that bit that we just missed. Before I get too carried away and get too far ahead of myself. Looks like lime spreader's nearly done. Unless, of course, he's run out of lime. Goodbye, birds. Scare them off the field. Obviously, we're getting to the early sort of evening in the game. About sort of dinner time-ish, 5 o'clock time, I think it is. Yeah, 10 past 5. So, entering the early evening, sun slowly starting to set on the first day here on the Fenton Forest. We're quite happy ploughing away. Sun setting over the ocean there. You know what? I think Stevie's probably the first person that's got it right. I've noticed on quite a few maps, I don't know whether anyone else has noticed this, but on quite a few of the maps, the sun seems to rise in the west and set in the east, which is obviously wrong, whereas Stevie's map seems to have got it right, the fact that the sun is setting on the west side of the map. So well done, Stevie, for getting that basic bit of geography right. I assume the lime spreader's long finished by now. Either that or he's run out of lime. Let's hire a worker for a minute and let's see if we can't find the lime spreader. He's done. Perfect. Thank you. And I configured the bradle to be white for the very reason it carries lime. And he's actually fertilised by the, or shall I say, he's lime spreaded the whole field by the looks of things. I will just have a quick drive round just to make sure he's done to all the edges. He hasn't missed any bits. Yeah, looks like it. Especially down these edges here where the AI does seem to have some problems. Still on field 1 it has some problems. I've noticed with the harvester and with this, it still detects a little bit of a collision down that side. It may be some of those trees. So one of the things we may be looking to do pretty early on in the series would be to thin out some of the trees down that edge. And there's a couple down here I wouldn't mind thinning out as well. Like these ones immediately to the right, because then we could actually mow an extra strip of grass down this side. when we bring the old crone in. Right, let's put the hood back on for a sec. He's got 8,306 litres of lime left. I will refill that to full, ready for next time. We do get through a lot of lime, so there's no point leaving it with 8,000 litres, because all my fields are going to consume that pretty much. Well, they will consume more than that, as we see. One field consumed a full tank in a bit. Field 8 consumed, what, 12,000 litres? What's wrong with this steering? I can't believe I've locked every steering axle. Terrible at reversing trailers, I really am. Any the implement really. I think I hadn't locked the steering axle on that. And that seems to be working much better now. So he's done. So we've done the lime spreading. We'll go put him back in the shed where he belongs. I'd like to get maybe some little things to put down on the floor. I don't know whether it's possible. We've got some extra placeables today, haven't we? Some decoratory bits. What we got? We got fences. I could use fences to make like little parking bays for the equipment in here. Give each vehicle its own space, sort of thing. We've got some concrete walls, look, we could use. That could be interesting. Gate. It's a short, medium wooden fence. That's a bit long. Short wooden fence. They're all things we can have a play around with later on in the series. But yeah, you could definitely use something like this to create like parking spaces in the sheds for the different vehicles. Stone walls, curved walls. Oh, you've even got the Christmas tree, look. I don't think we've got anything extra in these bits. No, they're all standard. Sheds. Did we get any new sheds? We did. We got the open sheds. If we wanted to put down some of the the brick type sheds, we could do. Obviously, we've got the polytunnels as well, as I like to refer to them. Vehicle shelter, which is quite nice, quite good clearance on that for parking big vehicles under. We can't actually get rid of any of the existing buildings on this farm, unfortunately. Because you could maybe possibly want to remove that one and replace it with something else if you wanted to. A different type of shed. I don't know. You may even want to empty this shed. Sell this. You would like to have maybe sold this shed off and got rid of it. Just to open this area up and make it a bit. Oh, we could be fertilising, of course. Spraying. That's what we've got to do. These things don't turn around very easily, do they? Fine. That's 90 degrees near enough. Close enough for a fertiliser sprayer. Right, we'll let a worker do that for me. Because I'm not going to mess around setting up GPS just yet on here. And we need him to do this very quickly because we then have to get down and do... No, Field 5, I believe. Yeah, Field 5's actually already 2-stage fertilised. We don't have to worry about that. So it's only Field 2 that needs spraying. Like I say, if I do things right, I shouldn't have to do this step too many times. The spraying, because we can. If I fertilise after we've harvested, and fertilise again after we've cultivated. No. I fertilise after we've harvested, then cultivate the field. When we seed, we put the second stage of fertilisation down. So we never have to bother spraying the crops at any time during their growth, unless we get weeds. And then we have to put in, obviously, the herbicide. So barring this first tank of fertiliser that I bought, I probably won't need any more fertiliser spray in this Let's Play if I do things right. We'll be able to, once it's run out, fill it back up with the herbicide from the pallets that we unloaded there, which will get them pallets out the way for us. And then we can carry on doing what we're doing, sort of thing. So we'll let the AI worker carry on. He'll have this field done in another 2 or 3 passes. Why is he slowing down? Dude. Not sure what the worker's doing there. You appear to have missed quite a big chunk of the field. You can tell the worker wants to get paid by the hour, can't you? Driving at that speed. Yeah, I'm not going to stand for that. Workers shirking. Weird. Weird AI worker. That's all I can say. Unless maybe they were having issues with because the GPS was on. I don't know. But they should be able to correct the GPS when they steer, shouldn't they? It looks like I'm going to have to just go over the field edges as well, because it looks like the worker's just lifting up a little bit too early before he gets to the field edge. So I'm probably going to have to do a headland top and bottom of the field. Again, it's very simple things that I'm sure Giants could fix quite quickly in a patch or an update. Some of the work around, just, you know, get them just to go, you know, a yard or two further with different tools like a plough, you know. Get them to put it down a yard or two sooner than they put it down, and get them to pick it up a yard or two later than what they do. And you wouldn't get these problems on the edges, right on the edges of fields, would you? I mean, I always drop the tool down well in advance of when I need to do it. Unless, of course, I've got the create fields thing on, then I tend to be a bit more careful about what I'm doing with the tools, but you'd think on a pretty standard sort of field like this, you know, standard shape, nice rectangle, nice straight edges on every side, that the worker should never have a problem doing these fields. But they do, which is why I just couldn't trust one to do one of the fields in the middle of the map, which have got nice curved and rounded sides and edges, and like I say, some of them are peculiar shaped. You couldn't set a worker loose on one of them. They'd miss more than they'd actually do, I think. But I'll get the rest of this field ploughed now, and I'll then move over and do field 8. By that point in time, it will be getting quite late in the evening and far too dark to carry on recording and producing videos for you guys. So when you guys actually come back for the next episode, it will be day 2 here on the farm, and I will have increased the time scale a bit, so the clock ticks a little bit faster, and we will start getting through the days, start getting through the crop growth cycles, and start having a bit more stuff to do on the fields as well as off the fields. So thank you all for watching the video. I hope you've gone ahead, click the like button. I hope you've left any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback in the section down below. And if you're not already doing so, I sure hope you've hit that subscribe button. And as I say, we will be coming back for Fenton Forest with some more video content very soon. From me, CWATTYESO, goodbye for now.